This is a second and third stimulus check update. I have a lot of important information to share with you in this video. I'm going to play a clip from a Democrat senator talking about the latest progress with the third stimulus package, giving the $1,400 stimulus check, give you the latest update in terms of Social Security beneficiaries getting an increase in pay, and the eligibility for SSI SSDI receiving the $1,400 stimulus check. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Happy President's Day. I hope you're enjoying your day. If you appreciate these fact-based, fast-paced updates, then hit the like button down below. I want to get your opinion on this first. So Missouri has just said that they intercepted $78 million in stimulus money from people who owe child support. This is from May of 2020 all the way through January of 2021. They've captured $78.8 million in stimulus payments from 60,842 individuals who owed child support. And that money, they took it and gave it to the custodial parent. Let me know down in the comments below, was this the right thing to do? Should the parents, the custodial parents, receive this money for child support that's owed, or should the people who owe the child support get the full stimulus check because they're going through hard times as well? Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. So this is just Missouri. I'm sure this is happening in a lot of other bigger states too, and a lot more money that's going to the custodial parents. Moving on, Dr. Fauci is saying that the stimulus bill needs to be passed for schools to reopen because the current situation, schools are kind of in a hybrid mode. Sometimes it's virtual on some days, other days they're in class, and other schools are just completely shut down altogether where they can't afford anything, or if there's some type of outbreak, then they're just shut down for weeks, sometimes months at a time. So the stimulus bill needs to open in order for schools to reopen properly, according to Dr. Fauci. And the new UK study finds that the variant from the UK, not the South African, but the UK one, is 70% more deadly, and that some vaccines may not even help with that case. And if you're wondering when will life return to normal, they're saying in at least 7 years based on today's vaccine rates. Even with President Biden pushing for 100, 200, 300 million vaccines by the summer, they're saying even still, we're going to have 7 years before everything in terms of how life was pre-pandemic will turn back to normal. And now let's talk about stimulus. So when will you get your stimulus check? Congress is facing a new deadline. Before we talk about that, here's a clip from Democrat Senator from Delaware, Chris Coons, talking about the latest progress with the stimulus package and stimulus checks.
The revitalization and strengthening of our economy that President Biden has been focused on since becoming president. Even during this week of the impeachment trial, President Biden had bipartisan groups of senators over to the White House to talk about pandemic relief, rebuilding infrastructure, restarting our economy. I think that phase of accountability moves to the courts now, and we in Congress need to move forward with delivering the expanded unemployment checks, the stimulus checks, the reinvestment in our economy that the American people so desperately need and deserve.
You're a close ally of President Biden, perhaps his closest ally in the Senate. Have you spoken to him since the verdict, number one? And number two, given that it looks like this pandemic relief, at least the first bill, is going to be a partisan effort, not a bipartisan effort, how does he build on that promise he made in the campaign to bring the country together?
Well, George, let's be clear. President Biden has met and met, spoken and spoken with bipartisan groups of senators. There are 10 Republican senators who are still negotiating with the White House, with a group of Democrats about trying to find a bipartisan path for an appropriately bold and broad relief package. If they get to a number and a scope that meets President Biden's goals, I think that's a good outcome. But we in the House and Senate, Democrats, have provided a pathway so that if a month from now, as unemployment checks are at the verge of stopping for 10 million Americans, we can proceed with a Democrat-only bill. President Biden is uniting the American people. He is moving forward on relief that has the support of 3/4 of the American people. And from the way he spoke at his inauguration to the actions he's taken in his first couple of weeks, he is showing us what real presidential leadership looks like, in sharp contrast to his predecessor. He ran on unity, and I believe he's delivering unity for the American people.
Senator Coons saying that President Biden is still going with the theme of unity, but not necessarily with Republicans in Congress, but civilian Republicans in America are in support of stimulus checks and the stimulus package going on without any Republicans in Congress. Kind of a tricky situation there. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. Now let's talk about the new deadline that Congress is facing and when you could get the stimulus check. You may be wondering what is taking them so long, why are they dragging their feet? Well, they are officially on break, not just for today, for President's Day, but for the rest of the week. Nancy Pelosi said that they're going to have the first vote in the beginning of next week, February 22nd. The House is actually still scheduled to be out on vacation that day and supposed to come back on the 23rd, but the Senate is supposed to be in session on the 22nd. So we might see a vote in the beginning of next week, but a lot of people are saying that now is the wrong time for Democrats to skip town. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. Just gaining office, having a lot of momentum with the stimulus package. The impeachment trial is behind us. You would think they would just roll up their sleeves and get it done and pass this already for the American people, but instead they have left on their recess, vacation, work period, whatever you want to call it, they're not in town, which means they won't be able to pass anything. I just think it's ridiculous how often they're going out of town, especially in a time of need, especially when big promises were made by President Biden and the Democrats. This is their time to move forward and show that they're actually leading the people. Sorry for the rant. I just get a little frustrated with this process and why they're taking so long, as I'm sure you're frustrated as well. All right, but moving on, let's talk about stimulus checks for SSI, SSDI, then we'll talk about the Social Security benefit increase. So in terms of the third stimulus check, I get asked this question a lot, so I usually address questions that I get in the comments later on in the video. I want to address it now so you know the answer before I answer the question later on. If you're on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, veterans, you are going to receive a third stimulus check, especially if you got the first one, the second one, and even if you are claimed as a dependent, you will get this third stimulus check, even if you've never filed taxes before. If you're making under $75,000, you will receive the third stimulus check. Now, in terms of the Social Security increase, now according to the Social Security website, the COLA, cost of living adjustment, has increased, and so the latest COLA is 1.3% for Social Security benefits and SSI payments. Social Security benefits will increase by 1.3% beginning with the December 2020 benefits, which are payable in January of 2021. So you should have seen an increase so far with your Social Security benefits by 1.3%, which were paid out in January, which started in December. So that's going to be a permanent change. That's just not for the pandemic. Now, in terms of the $200 increase, President Biden has made that promise of $200 per month increase for seniors and people with disabilities. So that's SSI, SSDI. No new news on that. As soon as I find out more, I'll definitely let you know. Let me know down in the comments below if you've heard anything from your Social Security administration. Have they let you know of any of these increases or increases coming soon? Let me know down in the comments. Moving on. So they're saying that the new stimulus bill could boost incomes of poorest by nearly $4,000. So basically a study came out saying that the next stimulus check of $1,400 included with the child tax credit, which is going to go up to $3,600 or $3,000, and the earned income tax credit altogether could provide a 33% boost in pre-tax incomes for the poorest 20% of Americans, or give a $3,590 hike per family, which I think is definitely beneficial. I think that child tax credit of $3,600, $3,000 for the year, which will be broken up into $250 per month or $300 per month, I think that'll help out a lot of families. And hopefully this bill passes soon. That won't be in effect, the child tax credit, until July 1st, which is where it's at so far. Now, in terms of the third stimulus check, a lot of people are wondering, is it going to use your 2020 taxes or your 2019 2019 taxes. So it's whatever taxes they have on file. You can officially file for your 2020 taxes right now. If you made more than $75,000 in 2020, you're very lucky, but also you might want to hold off on doing your taxes, because if you made more than $75,000, then you won't be eligible for the entire stimulus check. And if you made less than $75,000, then you want to have them use that information to receive your $1,400 stimulus check. And then after you get the stimulus check, then you could file your taxes for 2020. So it all depends on how you're going to benefit most in terms of when to pay your stimulus or when to pay your taxes and get your stimulus check. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Elaine Cotton asks, is Illinois help paying rent for people? So basically every state in the entire country has access to the big pot of $25 billion, which is going to be distributed states. So there's statewide rental assistance programs, county, city, and town. So let's search for this right now. So I'll pull up Google. Let's type in Illinois rental assistance. And if we go to news, you could go to a few different things. So it looks like the IHDA unveils a new rental assistance program for nonprofits. Looks like Springfield has a rental assistance, which will be gone in 30 days. So this is what you have to do. Even if you don't live in Illinois, just type in your state, your town, your county, and type in rental assistance. And that's the way you're going to find out any programs and how to apply for it in your area. Next question. Hopefully that made sense. But yeah, definitely just check out Google because there's so many different programs going on. Krista1221 asks, I understand that adult dependents will get the third $1,400, but according to what they continue to say, that gets added to the $600 from stimulus number 2 to make $2,000. Shouldn't the adult dependents get the full $2,000 according to that thought process? I've heard a lot of people say that what about like a retroactive $600 for adult dependents? So far, I've heard that in different news sources and different channels and blogs, but I haven't heard any congressman talking about that officially. So that may just be rumors for now, but I haven't heard of anything confirmed. Next question. Mary Pierce asking, if this new stimulus and payment threshold is lower, why only $1,400? Great question. So if they're making the threshold lower, which means less people are going to receive the third stimulus check, why don't you take that money and make it a bigger stimulus check to the people who are receiving it? I think that's a great idea. It could even increase to $2,000. So far, no congressmen have spoken about that, but it makes complete sense, especially if they're saving money with the people not receiving stimulus checks who are making higher income. Next question, Daniel Derrico asks, is the recently proposed monthly payments for moms still something that's possible? And if so, would that include single dads? Great question. So that is the Marshall Plan for Moms plan that's gained a lot of attention from influencers, celebrities, that's going to give $2,400 per month to moms. And I agree with you. As a dad, I watch my kids full time during the day. I think there are definitely dads and single dads out there, and basically guardians in general, who could benefit from that $2,400 a month. So far, that hasn't gained any steam in Congress, and I think they're just having a petition of trying to get a lot of support from people first. That has had no mention by anybody in Congress, so that's most likely not going to happen. And I've actually checked on that. It hasn't gained any press in the last week or two so far. If it does, I'll definitely let you know. That is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To put a smile on your face and cheer you up a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys. Hi guys, this is Belle. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something. If you can't find a way to do something, then do something that you really want to do that you haven't done. Hi guys. If you can't make the first one happen. So that's all I wanted to say. Say bye. Bye.
And if you want to learn how to conquer your fear and not care what people say or think about you, click this video over here. It's on my Wise Vibes channel, how to build more confidence and care less about what other people are saying. So click that video now, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe.